Greetings, chess players! My name is Chris Torres, and this is my daily chess musing for Saturday, February 27th, 2021. Chess Grandmaster Levon Aronian announced that he is leaving Armenia and will represent the United States for chess, citing what he said was Armenian officials' indifference to chess as one of the reasons. The past year has been very difficult for all of us with a pandemic, a war, and in my case, there was personal adversity and the state's absolute indifference towards Armenian chess, he wrote. Referring to COVID-19, 6 weeks of military fighting in his homeland, the tragic death of his wife following a car accident, and the drop in government support for chess in Armenia. Rated at 2781, Levon Aronian would be the number 2 ranked American player behind Fabiano Caruana, who's at 2823, and just ahead of Wesley So at 2770 and Leinier Domínguez at 2758. However, the process of transferring federations through FIDE requires a 2-year waiting period that starts from when the transferring player last competed in a FIDE event under their previous federation and also submitted proof to FIDE of residence in their new country. Because of these requirements, it'll still be some time before Levon Aronian is sporting the American flag at his chessboard. Still, it's a huge victory for American chess to have acquired another player ranked in the top 10 internationally. So, to celebrate, let's take a look at Aronian's brilliant victory over Grandmaster David Navara, as explained by woman Grandmaster and fellow Armenian American Tatev Abrahamian.
Okay, so this is the game between, so this is from 2006 Chess Olympiad, and this is the year that Armenia won this Olympiad, and then it went on to win 2 more times in 2008, 2006 in Turin, Italy, 2008 in Dresden, Germany, and 2012 in Istanbul, Turkey. So Armenia, if we look at the rankings, it's not the number 1 team. It's Russia and China and now the US too also, but they've won the Olympiad 3 times, which is a very difficult task, and they just have great team spirit, and somehow their players always play better in team tournaments than in individual tournaments. They just overperform, and they also have Levon Aronian, which is very helpful. So the Olympiad has become more competitive now. Those of you who don't know what the Olympiad is, it's a team tournament, one of the very few ones in the world. So every team has 4 players and alternate, if someone gets sick or something, and you play like white, black, and so you get even numbers. And it's one of my favorite tournaments. I think I talked about it last time. And just a big celebration of chess because every country is represented, and we have almost equal men and women representations. And when I was just starting in chess, the Chess Olympiad was taking place in Armenia, and this is one of my biggest inspirations also in chess. All right, so David Navara is from Czech Republic, so this is a match of Armenia versus Czech Republic. Levon is playing white, so I'm not going to focus too much on the opening. So Queen's Indian defense, one of the many openings in chess. HB7. There's a big fight for the e4 square. White really wants to go e4 and get the perfect center, and black is really not trying to let it happen. So white takes, and instead of taking back, black takes knight c3. So everyone, let's take a few minutes and let's think about what to do here with white. Yeah, so when you look at this position, one thing you want to see is you want to see the tension on this diagonal. Of course, you cannot take because g2 hangs. But also keep in mind, if you ever take on b7, you're also getting a rook. So if you could take on e6 with a tempo, then you would take on b7. So yeah, he did play knight f7 in this position, which is a pretty incredible move. So maybe if we check with modern engines, so this game is from 2006. Okay, the engines have improved a lot. The evaluation can change. Maybe knight f7 is not the best, but we can also take on c3. And the thing is, because this pawn is hanging, black cannot take back this way. So they have to take back with a bishop. And now you can go e4. Okay, maybe we can exchange everything. And because you're playing white, you're ahead in development, and black is going to have some weaknesses. You do have a very nice knight on e5, but this knight on e5 is actually it's a pretty piece, but it's also very good, right? It's a centralized knight. So we can also play this way. This is a very reasonable way of playing. Black will have to go queen d5, and now we're forced to exchange because of this diagonal. This is an option. But yeah, knight f7 is just a spectacular move. I think it's one kind of move that when you see it becomes very difficult not to play it. Okay, so in the game, I believe queen c8 is the correct move, but he played queen d7. So Levon took on c3, so let's see what is wrong if I take here. What's wrong with this move? Okay, what is wrong with d takes e6? That is the question. Right, so when you take on e6, you're threatening mate.
Yep, and that changes
kind
everything.
of backwards, right? And if you look at the positions, like most pieces are under attack, and the problem is if you take back here and I take on g2, now your rook is hanging. And if you move your rook, I can come back with the bishop and then also get your knight. So you just kind of lost everything. So instead, Levon takes. And the problem is you cannot take on f7, right? Because I take here and it's a discovery on your bishop. And as I mentioned, once I get your bishop, I'm also getting your rook. So you do not want to lose that guy. So instead, he took on d5, thinking that if you take on h8, I will take your bishop. And the problem is this knight is mine. Like this knight, I can come back, take with a king. I can play g6. Remember, this knights, like they don't get out. They just get stuck. So I can move my bishop back. I will come take your knight, and I will have 2 pieces for a rook, and I'll be very happy as black. So for this reason, he takes. And again, thinking is the same, right? I'm attacking your rook, and I'm attacking your knight. So white to move. What to do? Very nice, e4. So intersecting this, and now the rook on h8 is just yours. So David took, and I have to say his opponent David Navara is also like the nicest person ever. Like he has a reputation of being one of the nicest guys in chess. He'll learn how to say hello in every language and go out of his way to say hello to you in your language.
Wow.
Just to make you feel good. Yeah, he's super nice. Take knight c6, castle. So it's actually funny here, black played king e7 to trap this knight because you cannot castle. my knight is going to run away. So you actually have to make sure my knight does not run away. And white simply centralizes the pieces. And okay, you got the piece back, you got some material back, but I'm still ahead as white. And again, your problem piece is this. Black defense. So if you play something like h6, you're kind of welcoming my queen, and now you have to think about all kinds of sacrifices in the future. Instead, he goes g6, and whenever you see a move like g6, a move like h4, h5, because g6 creates a hook, so you want to attack it and you want to target it. And once my pawn reaches h5, black is going to have an unpleasant decision. You either have to take and make h7 weak, or you have to let me take on g6. Maybe I don't have h5 right away, because the queen might take, but, you know, it's something to keep in mind. So he goes h5, and David took on d4, so let's figure out what is wrong with queen h5. Yeah, d5, you guys are right, because you're attacking this, you're attacking this. It's kind of hard to find defense here for black, because if you go here, I'm checkmating you. Which is not hard to imagine, right? Because your position was like barely hanging on. Okay, so instead, David took on d4. So Levon takes. 95, and okay, there's maybe a million ways of winning, but let's see what you guys would play to end the game. So this was a miniature 25 move game. So let's see what you guys come up with. Maybe I can find the result of this match. Ooh, Armenia beat Czech Republic 3-1. If you go queen g7, remember, I can also run up. I don't have to go to d8 and get mated. Bishop b4 I would not recommend as much, but again, you have a lot of winning moves here. Do keep in mind, I am not going to play the worst move. If you check me, I will block, and this is one thing to remember. Running away is like the last option, right? It's capture, block, run away. Rook f7 also would not recommend, just because we're winning doesn't mean, you know, every move is a good one. We cannot blunder. Always possible to blunder. Queen g7. Queen g7 is possible, but after I go king d6, your queen will hang. So make queen g7 a better move. What is an alternative to queen g7? Let me see if someone has said it.
This is a good one. We got a lot of people in this room, and you've stumped them.
The thing is, there's so many good moves in this position, but, you know, one of them just wins everything. Yeah, queen f6 just wins everything, because if you go back, it's just mate. So you have to go forward, and now you simply take, and you win the queen, and you're just going to be up a full queen. Like, black doesn't even have a pawn for it because the pawns are equal.
So easy once you see it.
Yeah, that's the thing is, so many ways to win. So if you go queen g7 and then your opponent goes up, can I do this? No, I wanted to take on d7. But even here, you can take. Okay, now you only win a piece. But here, queen f6. And how do we come up with queen f6? You look at the position. Think about what's under attack. Okay, my queen is under attack. I want to take on d4. So I want to move my queen in a way that it's not going to like, after my opponent moves, my queen will be safe. And also, we have to realize there's this knight f3 check. So it's possible to do this and take. But now you're running into all kinds of... now we have to start thinking. And this is what I was telling you in the beginning, right? Once you think you're about to end the game and you're about to play a move that is going to guarantee you the win, take some time, really look over every legal move and make sure you didn't blunder anything. So for example, if I reach this position in my mind, I would just be like, okay, the queen cannot move, king moves don't matter, the knight cannot check me, pawn moves don't change the position, I'm threatening the queen with a check, so no rook move can do anything. And I'll be like, okay, this works. So you do want to like really check everything, because once you play this, the game is over. You go like something like this, like you allow this, your game is starting all over again. So now you have to play this position all over again, and who knows if you're gonna win this or not. But if you take like 3 extra more minutes and you play a winning move, then you're just done.
I hope you enjoyed today's episode. To find out more about the Daily Chess Musings community, be sure to check out the Daily Chess Musings Facebook page. Follow me on Twitter at Tori's Chess. Join our Daily Chess Musings Club on chess.com. And peruse through all of our free chess lessons at dailychessmusings.com. And with that, I bid you adieu until tomorrow. But before you go, please remember to hit the like and subscribe buttons.